This video is for educational purposes only. It's not intended for anything more or less, and we will learn how to move in this type of situation. Teen blew off woman's head with a AR-15 over fender bender. Let's see what it's hitting for.
A Colorado boy only 14 years old when he shoots and kills a mother after a minor fender bender.
Ma'am, I'm gonna cut your seatbelt, okay? I'm Officer Lepper with the Denver Police Department, okay?
Just hours after shooting her in cold blood, he cries to his own mother at the police station.
I'm sorry, Mom.
Stop. Today's case takes us to Denver, Colorado, where on February 20th, 2021, 32-year-old Pamela Cabriales was on her way home from dinner with a friend. According to local TV station KUSA, Pamela's family says she was extremely giving, passionate, and loving. They describe her as a social butterfly who was always there if you needed her. Pamela worked as a real estate agent, and she was also a mother to her 6-year-old son, Leo.
This part does.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoy.
In pictures and in videos, Pamela seems happy and full of life. But all of that changed 4 years ago this month. Pamela was behind the wheel of her Range Rover, driving along Interstate 25 that goes right through Denver. When she stopped at a red light at an intersection of I-25 and Colfax, shots rang out. We now know the person shooting was then 14-year-old Remy Cordova. Cordova was in the passenger seat of another car that was driven by this guy named Nishan Johnson. Cordova had thought that the car had been tapped by Pamela's in a small fender bender, and according to court docs, he said, quote, "Can I bust on them?" Johnson then replied, "Do what you gotta do, that's on you." According to KUSA, Cordova got out of the car with an AR-15 and fired 15 to 20 shots into Pamela's Range Rover. Witnesses on the scene say at first they didn't even know what was happening.
Then I heard pop, 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 pop. And at first it didn't register what was happening until the cars in the 2 lanes next to me started going. And then I realized I said, oh shit, something's happening, and I ducked down and several more happened. And I pulled next to the car, barely got a glance. It looked as though the window was either rolled down or shot out, but I believe that the window was out. I didn't look at the windshield or see inside the vehicle. And then the car that was in front of them sped off. I went behind them, but pretty far back because they went pretty quickly, and got off on Federal. So they went straight and I got off on Federal, and I didn't obviously see what occurred because the car was obstructing my view, so I didn't know at the time if the shots came from the car in front or inside the vehicle, but that's what I saw.
Okay.
That's Jaden Aarons, who was driving home from an appointment at the time of the shooting.
You said you heard multiple pops. You went pop, pop, pop,
Yeah.
pop. How many of those do you think you heard the first time?
So this is a witness.
Call it 5 to 7, perhaps.
Okay, and then you said you ducked down and heard several more pops. How many more do you think you heard?
Perhaps 3.
Okay.
And the break in between the 2 was a second or 2
Okay.
that it paused.
Sure.
It wasn't very long.
And you never saw anybody get in or out of any vehicles?
No.
Okay.
I, in my mind, thought it was fireworks or something.
Sure.
And just wasn't paying attention.
When you go around the car you're in front of, why do you go around the car?
Because the other 2 cars did it, and I felt like I was in danger, and I heard the shots coming, and I was ducking down, and I thought maybe they were going to hit me.
Okay.
I was scared to go that way because, again, I didn't know if they were coming from that vehicle, but I couldn't go any other way, so.
This may seem like a really dumb question. If you can articulate it more, why did you feel you were in danger? Tell me more about that.
Because I recognized the sound of gunshots, and I thought perhaps one was going to hit me.
Were you scared?
Not really until after, because it didn't really register. It was definitely like weird. So but I was like, my awareness was heightened, but it still didn't register
Tell me more about why you duck.
because I thought I was gonna get shot.
Okay.
All right, I know you're
Why is he asking her like she low-key guilty?
multitasking when you're watching our videos. And if you're out running errands, listen up. I have to tell you about this free app called Upside.
Hey guys, did you know some drivers are ditching their car insurance and they're doing this?
Who was driving home from a soccer game. Their body cam to get an extra 25 cents back on every gallon on your first tank of gas. There were more witnesses too, like Alex Martinez, who was driving home from a soccer game.
When he got out, he had his hoodie on, and he turned to face towards north, and all I see is the side of his forehead, so literally right here.
Okay.
And then that's when I noticed that he lifted up his arm, and his arm was being covered by the top of the car. And I'm in a Ford Edge, so I say it's a pretty big car. He was about like 5'6", 5'7", and that's when I noticed that he had a gun. So my first instinct when I heard it was to get down just in case if they started shooting towards me. I did not physically see the weapon.
Okay.
I seen the light from when you shoot the gun, and you have the light and the sound.
Okay.
So that's what I heard. I heard the poof, poof, poof.
So the light, like.
So what it sound like to me, bro? He's 14. Dude that he was riding with probably a little bit older than him. He asked, "Should I do it?" He said, "That's on you." They not really moving with like. He's 14 and has a gun. He's moving off emotion and not really thinking it all the way through. You know what I'm saying? That's why he hopped out and shot. He ain't on nothing. He shot at a girl, bro. He ain't know he wanna be on something. He think he cool riding around. You know, anybody tries something, he ready to go. But he gonna learn his lesson, and he learned it. He blew her head off. You're cooked. 14, adult. No. He might can get an appeal later on, but it's gonna be some years, bucko.
Like the muzzle flash, we call it. It's like the fire, like when you
fire
fireworks,
yeah.
or you fire a gun and
Yeah.
and it comes out. Those gases escape. And what color was that you saw?
When I looked over, the first time I heard it, I got goosebumps. So I looked over, and I just remember seeing white. So.
Okay, but you saw the muzzle flash.
Yeah.
Is what we call it.
Yeah, the muzzle flash.
Coming out. How many times do you think you saw flashes?
About 6 times.
Okay. Did you hear the person that got out from the right front passenger seat of that car? Did you hear him say anything?
No.
Did you hear them yell anything?
No, not really. I didn't hear anything at all because my music I had my music loud because I'm a big fan of music, and I had my music going, and then that's when I heard the first gunshot go off, and I look over, and then I just see the light, like the white, whatever you guys call it, and then that's when I got goosebumps on my arm because I just knew that. But when I was driving away, I noticed one in the rear mirror poke his head out, like look back.
Tell me more about that.
So I was going, because my first instinct was to get away because I was scared.
Okay.
So I was going, and then I was trying to get away quickly as possible. And I look in the rear mirror, and I see the Range Rover in there. And I look in, and I see the Honda coming. And I just see a head go like this, but it had a hoodie on. So.
Okay, and was that from the front area of the car or the rear area of the car? So from the passenger side or driver's side?
Driver's side. It was a black hoodie.
Okay. So it came from the driver?
Yeah, the driver's side.
So put an arrow in red the direction he shoots at. And this sounds silly, but what led you to believe he was shooting in the direction of that car?
Well, cause when he started shooting, I noticed that the light from when he shot it was going backwards.
Okay.
So I was like, all right. So that I ducked down, and that's when I lifted up my head just to take a peek, and that's when I seen his arm on the side of the car facing backwards.
Okay.
After the shooting, Cordova and Johnson sped off in their car as first responders rushed to the scene.
Ma'am, I'm gonna cut your seatbelt, okay?
Hey, Robert Hertrup from Shark Tank. I'm a huge fan. Hey, what is your #1 tip for saving money?
I'm Officer Lipper with the Denver Police Department, okay?
Here's the scene from another perspective.
Here, I'm just gonna keep some pressure on him, okay? Yeah. Hey, she took quite a few, about 4 or 5 rounds for the face.
It's just she the only victim?
She's the only victim. She's probably bleeding. Let me see if I can find an ID in her purse. Yeah. I don't know how you want to do this. You want to put the seat back as soon as you get to her? Hey, Scott, hold that seat. Is there anything behind the seat? No.
All electric.
So she was by herself driving?
Yeah, I'm trying to find out.
Or she was with people?
Is there more than anybody else? No, it's just one person.
I know she was out, but she was the only one in the car?
Check in this pocket.
160, yeah. We got 7 gunshots to the front and 3 exits to the back.
Yeah, we said 7 to the what? 3 to the what?
Coming head first.
You have to head out towards the cap.
Head toward me.
There.
This next part is really tough. You can see the rear window of Pamela's Range Rover has been completely shot out.
Just like you shooting in the back. Not only is it the back, like her back is turned towards you, the back of the car, like y'all know what I'm saying. You definitely ain't, y'all know what I'm saying. This is just bad, bro. Kids, they want to run the streets, think they cool, bro. I was there. I'd never do no shit like this and just shoot some random woman. Whenever you not even driving the car, you mad because you thought you act like she hit the shit just so you can be mad, just so you can do something. That's what it come down to. Niggas just be wanting to have something to do, you know, but ain't got nothing to do. There's plenty for you to do. Go get a job, little nigga. Yeah, I mean, you're only 14. You really can't go nowhere, but... And he riding with a little older nigga, but that little older nigga, he ain't on shit. He broke. He ain't getting no money. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, he got a car, or who car it is, I don't know, ain't no telling. You know, but you running around with a 14-year-old, bro. I'm 25 years old, bro. You won't catch me riding around with no damn 14-year-old. Like, what the fuck? No, I don't know how old this nigga is. He probably ain't, I don't know. He look like he grown. He could be 20. Even if you 20. 18, nigga. Why you, even if you 18, bruh. 17. Why is he riding around with a 14? I mean, maybe if you still in school, but this nigga look like he out of school. Why is you riding around with a 14-year-old? Little nigga. Older niggas don't kick it with the little niggas. You know what I'm saying? Not the little niggas. Like, come on. Talking about that's on you. You see his guidance. That's on you, little bro. If you want to shoot, that's on you. don't. That mean I'ma tell on you, little nigga.
Yeah, there's one right above the left
What the
windshield.
fuck? That's on you.
So that's 2 out of.
What you mean that's on me?
Like right there. License plate. That's probably hers. That's the same one as the on the back.
You should have told him not to do it because that's gonna come back on you regardless. I mean, he had the sense to ask. I guess. You know, he had the sense to ask.
Another angle shows Pamela being loaded into an ambulance. Now, we won't show that part because it is graphic, but here are the moments leading up to it.
Nothing.
Hey Jared, did you need the northbound or southbound off-ramp closed?
You coming head first?
Let's do southbound for now. Hopefully everybody going north will figure it out. Copy, one of them.
We'll get a couple of these. I'm going to take a couple fires.
You guys need an extra set of hands for anything?
Yes.
Just say when.
160 out of the DHMC1. We're going to have one coming down and 163 Baker's going to follow. Yep, alright.
Do you know how this happened?
No, other than somebody called in and said gunshots fired between two cars. I wasn't able to get a description of the other vehicle.
Okay, here she comes.
Even though Pamela was rushed to the hospital, she died several days later. Meanwhile, investigators were still working to track down the suspects involved in her shooting. The next day, a Denver police officer spotted a car wanted from a separate incident. There had been this gang shooting at a McDonald's where multiple shots were fired. And at the time, the cop didn't realize this car was also involved in Pamela's shooting. But they did know the people inside needed to be questioned. This led to a small chase, and it's something Nishan Johnson talked about during his police interview.
We're driving, and we get to the light. Police was on the side. They get to the side, the back of us. They get behind us.
Oh, this nigga? He don't look that old if that's the same nigga.
I take a right, they drive. Take a left, they keep following. And then I try to take another right, but the ice was too slippery. So I hit the curb, and that's when they turned the lights on.
Tell me more.
Nigga try to run in the snow. Come on, man. Yeah, good luck.
About the conversation in the car. Who notices the police either on the side of you or behind you?
I mean, we all did, to be honest, because when you're looking at when you at the stop sign, you're gonna look out your window.
Okay.
And then when I looked out the window, I seen the police pull up.
Yeah, that's a young nigga.
What is the conversation in the car?
Really wasn't no conversation in the car, but they could go.
I'm sorry?
I said it wasn't no conversation in no car, but go.
But go?
Yes.
Why was that?
This a different nigga. He got neck tattoos.
Okay. Earlier you told me because you didn't have a license.
Yeah, like I don't have no license, but that's what they was telling me. You said what was the conversation?
Okay.
You said what conversation did we have while the police was behind us?
And who was telling you to go?
Or maybe it is, huh?
Go. You feel me? I mean, don't have no license. You feel me? Not finna pull off.
Did little bro say he was hot?
Nah.
Did he say
nigga go?
So this nigga. He just got tattoos in that picture.
Okay.
You know how nowadays this young generation is gonna run from the police or do anything from the police. Now, you feel me?
So you listened to him. So you listened to him and you went.
That's how it was. You feel me? Because after they turned on their lights,
Nigga said younger generation and you listened to him.
Panicking.
Tell me how they panicked. How did you know they panicked, Nishan?
Cause you know when police get behind you sometimes and you know you ain't doing nothing. Like me, when I know I ain't doing nothing wrong, I wasn't really panicking. But what made me really panic was because they was all going like, bro, come on, go. And I don't have a license. I was like, bro, that ain't true. God, I ain't stopping. Fuck it, come on. And I hit the car and everything. You feel me? So it was like everything would happen so quick. And when he was like, go, bro, go, I was like, all right, fuck it. I don't have no license, none of that, come on.
Police eventually tracked Johnson down to a shed where he was hiding, and that's where they found some incriminating evidence.
You know why I'm asking all these questions? Because the you were found in, those shell casings match at our murder scene. Can you explain that to me? And you said nobody's in the shed with you. Okay? You're in there by yourself. But the same caliber shell casing that's in the shed where you're at is the same caliber at our murder scene. Can you explain that to me if nobody handed you anything?
Nah, nobody handed me nothing.
Okay, so how did that end up in the shed with you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're gonna cut it.
I don't know.
Okay. So I'm asking you, this is your chance to be honest, okay? And I'm not saying you're not, so please don't be offended by that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but I don't know is not gonna cut it. As I told you before when we first started, it's a homicide investigation. I told you you're not free to leave, okay? Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you were there for something or somebody asked you to hold on to something, I need to know, okay? And not just for myself, but for yourself. You got a kid, right?
2.
You want to see those kids grow up?
Yes.
Do you want to be able to hold them and not be behind glass when you see them? Or do you want
Nigga
them to
has
come and
2
visit you
kids.
during yard time? Again, I'm not threatening you, I'm not upset with you, but I'm telling you, this is the road we're going down. You're digging yourself a hole here, so if you have something, you know something.
At Cox Mobile, we know you need reliable cell service that goes wherever you do. That's why...
Nishan, now's the time to tell me. Okay, you tell me you were by yourself when you ran. Nobody else was in that shed. I asked you several times that question. You're adamant nobody was. Okay? So it's one of two things. Either you were there at that murder scene, or somebody gave you something to hold on to. So now's your chance to help yourself. Don't dig yourself a hole. You got one foot in this hole right now, Nishan. Okay?
Investigators spoke with
That's
Johnson
tough.
for more than 5 hours on multiple occasions, and honestly, they didn't get very much, but they got even less info from Remy Cordova.
I'm going to advise you of your rights, and then I'm going to leave the room, and you two need to talk about whether or not you want to talk about this investigation or not. Okay? You okay, ma'am?
I'm sorry, Mom. Stop.
The woman next to Cordova in this video is his mom, because remember, he's only 14 years old at the time. As the detective walks back in, you can hear Cordova apologize to his mother.
I'm sorry.
Okay, it's still February 21st, 2021. According to that clock, it's now 10:05 p.m. And I've given you and your mom opportunity to talk about this investigation. Let me ask you, did you understand the rights as they have been explained to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes? Do you have any conflict with your mom that would prevent her from providing you with guidance and advice about your rights? No? With these rights in mind, are you willing to talk to us about this investigation?
No, sir.
No?
No.
But even though Cordova didn't talk, investigators already knew a bit about him because he had a juvenile criminal record and was on police's radar as a gang member. Prosecutors later said that Cordova's motivation in Pamela's murder was to rise up the ranks in this gang world. Cordova's case eventually moved from juvenile court to district.
That's what I said. Looking for something to do.
Court because of the severity of the crime. He was charged as an adult with first-degree murder and first-degree attempted murder. That second charge was added because another driver had been in the line of fire when Cordova had fired the shots. Now that
Anybody could have been what? They can't get no money out of them though.
person was not injured, so the charge became attempted murder. In November of last year, Cordova was
Look
found
at this little nigga, man.
guilty. He's since been sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole.
What's good with his eyebrows?
In 40 years. Nashawn Johnson has also been convicted for his involvement in the case.
Nashawn
in June 2023,
Johnson.
he was sentenced to 35 years in prison. As for Pamela,
35. 35. Hold on. Did she say?
Cordova was found guilty. He's since been sentenced to life in prison with a possibility of parole in 40 years. Nashawn Johnson has also been convicted for his involvement in the case. In June 2023, he was sentenced to 35 years in prison.
He got 35. He was sentenced to 35 years for that case. And he was the driver. That's crazy. Like I said, man, these little niggas be out here looking for something to do. That man had 2 kids, bro. 2 kids. 2 kids. Nashawn Johnson, the older, I don't know how old he couldn't have been over the age of 20. I don't know how old. He looked young as hell in that interrogation. He looked a lot older, and let's see if I can find it in this clip right here. Like he looked like where in the interrogation he didn't have all these time. He must have gotten older and did some time by the time this case came out, because this was a couple years ago. So this is probably a more recent picture, you know, and he probably got them in there or something. Ain't no telling. But he had 2 kids at the time, bro, and he running around with a 14-year-old saying, "That's on you, little bro. If that's what you want to do, that's on you." That's what he's telling them. And look where you at, nigga. Riding with a 14-year-old. That's crazy, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. 2 put a knife. If you made it to the end of this video and you bored, check out this video to the left, or check out my music to the right. Just drop some new shit, all platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, all that good shit. I get at y'all in the next one. But I'm gone. TYP the 9.
TYP the 9, you know that this the way of life. I ain't never raped the gang, but I feel like gang tie. I've been really pushing P, put the P in TYP, that nigga.